I suppose it was just like any other day. Sun was shining, and yet something special was about to happen. Somebody famous was coming to the town. Crowds have been speaking about him for a long time now. They called him Jesus. He was a rabbi, teacher, and I just had to come and hear what he had to say. You see, I'm a tax collector, and I take my money from the Jewish people, and I take more than my share. But I wasn't happy with myself, very unhappy with life, and I heard that this person called Jesus had something special to offer people. What could that be? The whole of the town must have been out to hear him. There was no space for me. I'm only a short man. I would never see through the crowd. So I knew where the big tree was, the sycamore tree, and I reckoned if I got there quickly, he would come that way, and perhaps he would even speak under it and I could listen to him. So I ran ahead. Unheard of for Jews of those days, Jewish men to run ahead, but that's what I did. I finally came to the great sycamore tree, and I kept climbing and climbing and climbing till I could hide up in the branches and watch everything that was going to happen that day. Then suddenly, with no warning, he stopped underneath my tree and he shouted out, "Zacchaeus!" And my heart pounded, for I knew he had found me. And he said to me, "Zacchaeus, I'm coming to your house for tea today." And so I scrambled down the tree as quickly as I could, and I ran to him and ran all the way home to prepare tea for Jesus. Jesus was there. His presence was great. And I just had to stand up in front of them all and tell them all that today I was going to be an honest man. Today I was going to pay back everybody I owed and give away all my wealth and follow Jesus. And that's what I did. And Jesus turned and said to me, "Zacchaeus, today salvation has come to your house." And that was the best day of my life. Zacchaeus wasn't a very popular man. He worked for the Roman authorities. He collected taxes from the Jewish people, and he collected too much. So you can understand he wasn't the most favourite person in the town. But things were about to change that day in Jericho, for they were going to be visited by no one less than this man called Jesus. And Zacchaeus, for some reason, wanted to hear about Jesus. That day, Jesus found him. And from that day, Zacchaeus was a changed man. What did it cost him? Well, it cost him everything in terms of human wealth. It cost him his job. But what did he gain? What did he gain? He gained everything. He gained acceptance. He gained forgiveness. He gained a new relationship with God. And what I love about this story is that this wee man, Zacchaeus, ended up a big man. For in front of all his people, in front of all his colleagues, fellow tax collectors and sinners, that day Zacchaeus, in his own home, we're told, stood up. And these are important words, because he stood up for what was right. He stood up for truth, for honesty. And Jesus said, "Zacchaeus, for you salvation has come to your house today." It's a lovely story, and I hope it's encouragement to us all today that Jesus sees the potential in us. He sees what is best. Often we see the worst, but Christ sees what we can be, what we will be. Jesus said, "Today, Zacchaeus, salvation has come to your house." Salvation came to Zacchaeus' house not because he was a good man. It came because he trusted in God through Jesus Christ. It came because he invited Christ into his heart, and the work of transformation became real. Zacchaeus became a good man. The sinner was changed, and the angels in heaven would have rejoiced. When a day begins, you never know how it will end, and that was the case in this story. It began with Zacchaeus running on ahead of Jesus, climbing a sycamore tree. It ends with him having the Lord Jesus in his house, and a party, and rejoicing, and acceptance, and forgiving. What will this day bring for you? Will it bring joy, peace, love? I hope it does. It can do when we accept the Lord Jesus into our lives. Amen.